참 친절해 내 신감이 들어 단판이 돼도 머릿속을 흔들니 ibuprofen 그만해 it's time to stop 승부욕을 자극하는 style yeah. 알면서도 마음이 자꾸 내게 가 안만 빠져버릴까 if you want me back
Right, ready?
I'll tell you I'm
Ready.
sorry if you want me back
Talk about it.
I'll tell you stop trying yeah you got me let it go
All right, welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Stock market coach and option trader Jason Brown here, and we are about to get into it. Stock market sell-off. We had a very nice, I don't know if you want to call it a pullback or an official sell-off, but the market is definitely down, which causes some concern or to ask the question, what do we do now that we got a sell-off? Is the sell-off done, or is this just the beginning of a much larger profit-taking pullback, or something wrong with the economy? I don't know, but we're going to find out together. So if you're tuning into the live stream, let me know where you're tuning in from. Bring up the comments. We got Jerry here tapped in. We got Doug Tollifer. YouTube is representing. If you're watching on LinkedIn, Facebook, let us know in the comments where you're tapping in from. I'd love to know what city, state. So let's take a look at the charts first and kick it off there. So let's head over here and take a look at the SPX, the S&P 500. You can see we got a very nice, let's take all the moving averages and all those things off. But you can see if we were to draw our support and resistance lines like this, we got a nice pullback to uptrend and support. So all is not lost just yet, because we've seen this character play out before in the book. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to draw it out for you, which is one of my favorite things to do. So let's go. If you look here, we've gotten up to this top resistance line before, and then we get a what? Boom, we get a sell-off. We get up to this top resistance line about right here, and then what? We get a sell-off. Not just any sell-off, but very similar. I want to make sure you're seeing this. You see how we have this doji kind of right here, and then we have a gap down and a huge red candlestick? Same thing, kind of a doji right there. Then we have a gap down. And then right here, we got this upside down doji. Today we gap down, huge sell-off down to support. So yes, the market has sold off. Yes, it kind of looks ugly if you're just looking at the numbers from today. But big picture, we've seen this story where we go up, we sell off. We go up, we sell off. You're like, oh gosh, should I sell everything? And then the market bounces. We go up, we sell off. We recover, we go back up, and guess what? We're right back down to a sell-off or slightly a pullback, depending on how you're looking at it. I'm going to call it a pullback first. If we break this uptrending line right here, I think we then start to go into camp pullback or camp sell-off. Right now we're in camp pullback, and we just got to pull back right here to uptrending support. Let's take a look at some of our, and let me know what stocks are you guys watching as well, because I love for these live streams to be live and interactive. So Raphael from Texas, welcome to the party. Dave G, welcome to the party. Charles, Mary, Wanda's in the building. Dave G's from Nigeria, Exodus, Vegas. Jerry, New Hampshire. Vic, New Jersey. Welcome to the party, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's take a look at some individual stocks who kind of got punished today. One of my favorite that I was actually waiting for a pullback to happen. We got a nice pullback on the Tesla trade here. So we were in this small little trying to creep up. I wouldn't call it an uptrend, because if you zoom out, what do you have? Let's zoom out. If you zoom out, you have a more medium, I'll call this medium term. I don't want to call this long term, but you have a more medium term downtrend right here on Tesla. And so this was not as shocking that Tesla pulled back and sold off. However, the last few times that it's gotten down to this level, we have seen, no, we ain't doing no crypto. I don't do crypto in here. Last time we've gotten down to the support level, you've seen that the stock has bounced, right? It bounced right here. Boom, it bounced right here. Kind of have a doji right here, and then we ran up. So Tesla right down here, I'm actually looking at this as a potential buy. Now, you don't want to run in front of a falling knife. If you've never heard that term before, let me explain to you what that is. If a knife is falling off the counter, you do not want to stick your hand underneath it and try to catch that knife, because guess what? I'll demonstrate with my very safe Apple Pencil. Knife, hand, blood. That's how it works. You don't want to catch a falling knife. You want to let it hit the floor, bounce, and be done falling. Then it's safe to go in and pick up the knife. Same thing with this stock right here. It's like, all right, let's make sure it's done falling before we run in today and try to be a hero and pick up Tesla down here near this potential support level. We always got to say potential because we don't know for sure. Let's take a look at another crowd favorite. The Apple, if you saw the video I did yesterday about Apple, they got smacked with the 1.95 billion. That's right, billion with the B. They got smacked with the $1.95 billion fee or fine from the European Union for deceptive music practices, saying, you know, they weren't really clear that people could pay for streaming services and other services outside of their platform, which means, of course, they want you to pay on their platform because they also get like a 30% payout on anything that you purchase through their platform. Spotify sued them, or at least they were the leaders in that lawsuit. It looks like it won. Of course, Apple's going to challenge it. What does that have to do with the stock? Well, let's take a look at it. Right here, right now, we were bullish on Apple right here at support. We thought, hey, we saw it bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. We thought we were going to get the bounce. Then that European Union information came out. Stock got slapped down. You can't really prepare for something like that. When it happens, it just happens. And it's like, too bad, so sad. Stock has since then sold off. But here's the thing. Before you throw in the towel on Apple and just say, you know what, I'm done with Apple, you got to snap this line straight across here and realize one thing is that now we are officially at a support area that I like the stock. Now, I'm not saying, again, falling knife. You don't want to come in, try to catch the falling knife once it fell off the cliff. We want to wait and see if this floor holds. We want to see if the stock falls to this floor and then holds right there. If so, think about the run that we have from 170 all the way up to almost, pretty much 200. It touched 200 or pretty close to 200. So from 170 to 200, we now have a 30-point potential upside on Apple. So if you lost some money on the initial trade, don't give up on it. We may be getting ready to be in a situation where we can enter the trade. Let's go to the streaming chart since we only got 10 minutes left before the market close. IBM was holding up the best out of a lot of the tech stocks. Now they're down $1, but initially they were up about 50 cents. If you look at Apple, we already talked about them. They gapped down, stayed down. So not a lot of reversal for that stock. But if you come over here to the side, look at, let's take a look at Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla just on the streaming chart. So you see it gap down, sold off even more. It's off the bottom, but again, this is nothing to be excited about. That is just barely off the bottom. The bottom was about 177 and some change. We're back up here to 180. So it's at least $2 off the bottom, but still down $8 on the day. Not ready to run in and catch that. Microsoft, they also got smacked. Microsoft down 3% or $12.86. This is another one that it just fell straight off a cliff. I mean, just imagine jumping off a cliff. This is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Microsoft just... Okay, back to the chart. Okay, that's what Microsoft did. It literally just was like, okay, fell off a cliff. I was not in front of the computer today, but man, this would have been a great day for day trading and grabbing some short-term puts. Stock just fell like a rock pretty much during the first 15 minutes of the market. You can see down here, this is where the market opened, 9:45. Then here's 10 o'clock. I mean, it just continued to fall. Didn't really stabilize till about 10:30. And I don't even know if you would call that stabilizing, because guess what? It just sold off even more for the rest of the day. Now, is that bad news? Not necessarily. Microsoft has been on a tear. I mean, this stock has been on a very nice run. And there were probably some indicators that said, hey, it may be time to take profit. Indicator number one is you got this gap up and then this immediately sell off. And so you can start to see this resistance area short term on Microsoft starting right there. Same way that you can see, hey, it was due for probably a good sell-off to see if we can come back down here to this shorter term support, and we'll see what to make of that. It's not unusual for the stock. If you come back here, you kind of see these sideways channeling area before it explodes. So maybe this was just a consolidation before we go higher. Maybe. Let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia still holding strong. This was a trade that we talked to our members about on our trade tracker. Really strong trade here that we put on our trade tracker. It was one, matter of fact, maybe we should pull up the trade tracker. This was one of the trades that we said, hey, look, guys, February 14th, you could put $15,000. You would have made about $19,000 on this one. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We covered this last night in our group coaching. Nvidia, let me draw it out for you. February 12th was the call we made on this stock. Gave our reason, but we said buy the 700 strike price call option for roughly $150. So the 700 strike price for roughly $150. January 17, 2025 expiration. If you go take a look at that Nvidia trade, Osman says he's still in it. Nice. Nice. If you go take a look at that Nvidia trade, January 17th, 2025, this is the one we gave to our members. The 700 strike price option, you can see right now. Let me go a little bit further. This is a recap. We touched on this Monday night with our members, but we're doing this live for the YouTubes, the LinkedIn, the Instagrams. That trade right now is going for $246. That's a 90-point return, or $9,000. So just in case you don't understand how options work, this literally was a trade where if you put up $15,000, roughly 2.5 weeks later, you walked away with $9,000 profit. And you still got till January 2025. What? Let's go. Let me see. What are some of the comments coming in? Terry Williams said this pullback was needed on the indices. It kind of was needed. You can't, I wish to say you can't keep buying at higher and higher prices, but you feel better buying as the market's going up, and then they give you a pullback, which is an opportunity to get in there and get a piece of this stuff versus just letting it take off to the moon, and then you be a buyer at the high price, and then you get caught on a day like this, and you're like, I knew it was going to pull it back. I should have waited. It could really mess with your psychology if you're like, I'm going to wait for a pullback. I'm going to wait for a pullback. Then we never get a pullback. And in the moment you abandon your discipline, you go in and you're just like, I'm going to buy because I can't take it anymore. And that is the day that we get the pullback, but you abandoned your discipline and you just had to have something. So for all my people who were out there patiently waiting for some entries on some of these stocks, guess what? Welcome to the party, baby. In fact, let's take a look. S&P is kind of bouncing into the close. We were down 70 points. We're now down 52 points. Look at this. Let's pull up the S&P 500. So we were down 70 points on the day. Look at this going into the close, 5 minutes left. Now we're only down 51, 52 points. That is a nice reversal and a rally going in here to the last few minutes. The only thing that I could potentially attribute that to is people are probably looking at exactly what I'm talking about, saying, okay, we got the pullback. Now I want to be locked and loaded in the event that we get this type of move over the next 2 days. See how we had this big red candlestick? Then the next day, nice bullish explosion, pull back here. We got a green day and then a gap up, nice bullish explosion. And so it could be the market or traders saying, got it. We sold off, got the pullback, but now I want to be positioned for the potential turnaround rally that might come. So interesting enough, let's take a look at two of the other crowd favorites. Let's look at Amazon because they got smacked pretty good today. And then let's take a look at Google. Also, any comments, stocks that you want to see. We got about 3 minutes before we wrap this up. Let me know in the comment box. Let me know. Is there a stock that you want to see? Let me know. We'll take a look at it together. All right, let's look at Amazon. Amazon, not that bad of a smackdown or a pullback. I mean, it looks worse than what it is. Being like, whoa, it's down $3 today. You really can't draw your trend lines on this. So I'm going to switch to a new look, and that is the moving averages. And so right here, typically a pullback to the 20 is roughly where you want to see this thing before you buy it. So maybe another day. Hopefully this can sell off tomorrow as well. We get a pullback down here to this 20-day moving average. I think you get an opportunity to scale in. That would be about 171. Stock went as high as 180. So if we can get a pullback to about 171, you got an opportunity to pick up Amazon, whether it's a stock or the option, and a potential $10 move to the upside. So I feel good about that one. If we can get a little bit more of a pullback tomorrow. Google, let's take a look here, has been getting smacked down, but don't write the stock off, because when you zoom out, here's the level where I would feel good about buying, and we're almost there. We are almost there. If you look at Google, right here in this level of about 128, 129, we then have the potential to ride this back up to 152, a little bit over what, a 20-point move. So you got a potential 20-point move to the upside on Google, 10-point potential upside move on Amazon, assuming Amazon pulls back and touches the 20-day moving average. Tesla, now that we got to pull back down here to about 180, don't want to catch the fall in life. Let's see what it does tomorrow. But we could have a rally back up to 200, which is not a bad channel to be in. A 20-point channel played right with the right options, or if you got enough money to buy a stock, that can put some dollars in your bank account. And ladies and gentlemen, the bell has rung. The market is closed. S&P 500 didn't close as bearish as we thought. Rally off the bottom. We only closed down 50 points instead of 70 points. Some could argue that that's a win. IBM, one of the stocks I like right now. Let's just take a look at it. Through a doji, pretty much an indecision day, a nothing day. I still think the Bollinger Band expansion is intact. I'd love to see if this thing rockets up tomorrow. Let's go to the comments section before we wrap up. What are your thoughts, comments, concern about the market, these stocks? How you feeling after we just did that rundown? Let me know. Or do you got Dorito fingers and you can't type or talk right now? Let me know before we wrap up. How you thinking about the market? Was this helpful? Maybe I'll play us some music as we... Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. You Never Go Broke, taking a profit. That's the market update. We're out. The market gives us tomorrow.